Okay. Okay. We are back. Whew. Okay. So got the sound fixed. Sorry about that. Having to bring up something completely different in order to do this. Thank you for bearing with me while I figured that out. Um. Okay. I'm also like, okay, yeah, that was crazy. Okay. Welcome to the live stream. I had to close out of the other one and bring a whole new one up because the sound was not working for some reason. I was trying to use my Rode mic to make the sound like be a little better, and it just was not working. So sorry about that, and then having to come up with something else in order to do um, the live. But we are going to do just some little short writing sprints. I'm thinking like 15 minutes and then having a break and then doing a 15 minutes and then having a break and then doing 15 minutes and then having a break. So about 45 minutes for tonight, for tonight's stream. So I also, this is completely new to me. I Okay. Thank you for joining. Thank you for bearing with me here while I try to work through how to do a live writing sprint. Um, so I had looked up how to do one, and I guess I wasn't fully aware that you cannot do a lot within YouTube's live stream studio, that you actually have to have all these different things that you download. And like, I guess I'm so old school. I have issues with like different accounts or other things having my information and like sharing. So every time I was like looking into that, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't do that. And so I'm gonna like really do this old school today and just kind of do it how I do it in my classroom and set up um a timer via my phone today. And then when I get all of this other stuff set out, I will, or set up, I will come back with, um, I don't know, another live writing sprint when I get like a lot of my technical issues and things figured out. But I really just wanted to come on and do this because I really wanted to connect with some of you. So we're going to do 15 minutes on and then like 5 minutes off, or 15 minutes on, 5 minutes off, 15 minutes on, 5 minutes off. And so I'm going to share with you really quickly about what I am going to be working on doing tonight. And so if you've been watching some of my videos, you have seen that I have gone through and printed my manuscript. And then from there, I have been doing edits and then going into a new document and um, writing from there. So that is what I'm going to be working on tonight. And I actually like have to bring all this stuff up because believe it, oh, thank you so much. I totally appreciate that. Yes, going live and like seeming to have like no idea what I'm doing. But as I tell my students, practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes progress. So you get a little bit better every single time. So thank you for those of you who are coming on to give me support tonight. I totally appreciate that. I am going to be working on chapter 2. I decided to completely go in and rewrite that all together. And I think I'm just going to like continue to work on typing up chapter 2 for me. And I I think that's just like what I'm gonna do. I think that's what I decided I'm gonna work on tonight. Is like going in and just like typing up chapter 2. So for those of you who are ready, to get started, I am going to set a 15-minute timer, and you're going to have to just trust me on trust me on this tonight. But like I said, I'm doing it old school, like kind of how I do in my classroom. And I kind of wish I would have brought my little timer that I have on my board, because that will could just sit in the background, and it's like one of those ones that has the color, and it just kind of goes down as you get close to where you need to be. But I am I'm coming to my phone here, and I'm setting a timer for 15 minutes. I don't know. There's such a glare on the screen. I don't know if anyone can see that. Oh, there we go. Setting the 15-minute timer so that we can get started and go ahead and start writing for 15 minutes. And then we're going to take a break for 5. So you can go to the bathroom, get water, do whatever you need to do during that time. So if you are ready, I am ready. And I have completely started the timer. I also don't like, I am totally okay with like talking while I'm doing this. So I do need to like minimize my screen a little bit so I can still see you guys, but then I need to pop out. I need to pop out our document over here. Oh, there we go. Now we're cooking. All right. And like I said, I am basically rewriting all of my chapter 2. Um, so yeah, like if you have anything that you want to share, want to do any of that, then definitely feel free to pop it into the chat there. But yeah, our 15-minute timer is rolling. And then during the 5-minute timer, like when we take our break, if you have something you want to say in the chat box, you can put that there. So like I'm currently writing a part. So there's a part in my book where so if I haven't shared this yet, I'm writing a book, and it has dual point of view. So it's told from Gabby's point of view and then Jacob's point of view. And so chapter 1 kind of introduces Gabby, and then chapter 2 is introducing Jacob, and Jacob happens to be like this big tech guy, and he developed this app. And so I while I'm like writing this in chapter 2, I'm thinking about like if you are a millennial, so I'm 36, so if like you are a millennial, you remember like when social media first came out. So like um MySpace, and then Facebook came about, and like you needed to be invited in order to be on that platform. And so if you remember any of that, and how in the beginning all you could really do was like write on people's walls and send them these stickers, and then like on MySpace all you could really do was put like, if I can remember correctly, you could go and like post some things on their wall. But I even remember before MySpace having I think it was called a Xanga page, Xanga, and I think it was more like a blog style type thing. I did have one of those, didn't keep up with it very well, but he is talking about like how he developed the app to be more like it was in like back in 2008, 2009, like when Facebook first came out, and like it was really simple. You just posted on people's walls. There weren't videos and posting articles and stuff like that. And so like he created the app to be basically all about just being social. And so I'm it's funny to be like reminiscing about that as I'm writing this into this chapter. So if you saw me smile, that's like what I'm smiling about. I can already tell that this is going to be a tough chapter for me, since I am rewriting it, but like I'm not feeling some of the ways I'm writing this um, at all. But I'm just trying to get through it, right? And then we'll come back. Just trying to get through it, and then we'll come back. So yeah, I got some definite what is it? ASMR, is that what it is? Going on with this keyboard that I have here. So like um Oh, good question. What is everyone working on? So, if you didn't catch it when I first started, I am working on completely rewriting chapter two in my second draft. I went through and read the chapter and realized that I basically just needed to 100% scrap it. It wasn't adding anything to the story and wasn't really taking anything away from the story. But since it's kind of an introductory chapter for one of my main characters, Jacob, I did want it to add to the story. And so after printing off my manuscript, went back and read it, and I had so much writing on the first page, and then I didn't even do anything to the next two, and I just said, you know what, this is a complete rewrite, and so I am completely rewriting chapter two right now. So that's what you hear me doing with all of the clickety clackety here on my keyboard. Okay. All I have to say is also thank goodness for like autocorrect and little squiggly lines that underline words because I was sitting here trying to figure out how to write answering. For some reason, I completely drew a blank on that. Like, it is one of those words that has like a silent letter in it that we don't hear, but is definitely present when you spell it, which is the W. And I was trying to figure out where it went. And I feel like as a second grade teacher, and these are the things that I teach, that I shouldn't have been struggling with that as much as I was. So we have about 2 minutes left in this writing sprint. And for those of you who are just coming in, I am sorry. I could not figure out how to get a timer to go up. And then after doing some more research today, I realized I needed to download like an extra app thing or plugin or something like that. And I got to do some serious research before I do that. Because you just can't be downloading anything and then attaching anything to your YouTube account and giving anything access to all of your information. I guess I'm just very, um, I don't know, leery about that. So next writing sprint, I will definitely try to have a timer up on the screen so that everyone can see how much time they have left. But we're sitting at about a minute. All right, so that is our first working session is up. And so now we get like a 5 minute break. So, yeah, like what is everyone working on? If you are here and you are working on something tonight, these little short sprints that we're doing, like put in the chat what you are working on. I would really love to hear that. I would like really love to connect with um, more writers. I going into this whole entire writing journey. Um, I guess I really didn't look up on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, or anything like authors or people who are aspiring to be authors. And then I just happened up on, I think it's Brielle Wright's channel. And then from there, I just started finding a ton of other aspiring authors as well. And so it's been a fun little journey to find other author tubers. Because I would say I do more on YouTube than I do on any of my other platforms. It's so hard to post to post on all the social media platforms. I do have to say that has been just something I'm not staying up on, is posting on every single platform. I have an Instagram and the YouTube, and then I tried to get on TikTok, and it's just too much. There's too many things. So it's been nice finding author tubers on YouTube to follow and watch their content and see where they're going and see their journey so far. And so like all tonight, my main thing is I am just going to be working on my chapter 2 because I just would love to get through chapter 2. So that is what I'm working on. I'm also sipping on water here. I had a huge coughing fit earlier. And then I had to go grab some of my kids' Halloween candy so I could have something to like help my throat. So I didn't have another one while I was live because that would be kind of embarrassing. So yeah. We have about 2 minutes left in this break. And then we'll go back into another 15-minute writing sprint. We'll take another 5 minute break, and then we'll do our last 15-minute writing sprint. And so, like, this is kind of how I do it because um, unless all of my stuff is done before I sit down, um, I write for like 15 to 20 minutes, and then I go and do something like make myself a snack or throw in a load of laundry or something like that. And then I come back and I write for another 15 to 20 minutes because, busy working mom of 3 over here basically trying to live a dream that I had. So that is what it is. That's what happens. And so, yeah. It's also really interesting. I feel like I know there are people on the other side like watching me. Um, Going live is interesting, guys. It's also you kind of feel like you're talking to no one, even though you're talking to someone, if that makes sense. And we have a minute left, and then we will go into our next 15-minute writing sprint. All right, we have 30 seconds left in this little break, and then we will go and we will write for 15 minutes. I hope you guys don't mind me talking while you are writing, just kind of thinking through some things here. Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here. We are just going into our next 15-minute writing sprint. Yeah, writers unite for sure. Like, man, you need that. You need the community. You need the people. Okay, I'm doing it old school over here, guys, until I figure out all of the different plugins and apps you can download. And so we are going to start our next 15-minute writing sprint. If you just joined us, tell us in the chat what you're working on tonight. I am working on rewriting my chapter 2. I completely scrapped it and decided to rewrite it because it just wasn't adding to my story. And so, all right, I just said went and found the 15-minute here, and so now I am about to go and set it, and so we have 15 minutes to write as much as you can, and then we'll do another 5-minute break, and we are starting now. Whoa, the 4th book. I need to read this. You have 4 books. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Slay Queen. Slay Queen. Yeah, I'm going to have to look up your books so I can read them. Like, that is awesome. I love that. Oh, yeah. I actually read a book that was pretty freaking graphic on the violence, and I was really surprised that I actually enjoyed like the story. I felt like the violence and everything didn't take away from the story. I was really surprised by myself because I don't watch like a lot of violent things, but I was reading the story and I was just like, wow, it's not even taking away from the story, and it's actually really good. Like, I felt for the characters. It was pretty awesome. I would definitely say, like, I thought it was pretty awesome. But yeah, yeah. Of course. Oh, I for sure will whenever I finally get the thing written. I'm actually working on my first book ever. I have written some other things in the past, but have never like really done anything with them. And it's actually my husband who encouraged me to write a book because he knows how much I love reading. And he asked me if I had ever thought about writing a book, and it's actually been on my bucket list. And I went back into my phone and showed him, and I was like, "Yeah, look at this. It's on my bucket list that I have added on my phone. It's been on there for years." I said, "And I do want to write a book." And he's like, "Why don't you?" And that was January 1st of this year, and so I've been working on it like since then. Started working on another book that was more fantasy and decided to make the switch over. Oh no, you're totally fine. I love this. I love this because I wasn't sure anyone was going to show up and I just decided to go live regardless. So I'm so happy that you showed up. The book that I'm currently writing is actually in the romance genre, which is the genre that I first started reading and like really got me back into reading again. And so it is a romance story. The second one that I am working on is actually a fantasy and it's going to be a series. And so like I am really excited about that one. If you've ever written fantasy, you know that it does take a lot of work. Like there's a lot of world building and really trying to develop characters a lot, especially when you're trying to write the book to be a series. So yeah, yeah. And I am really excited because I'm writing this book because like um oh good. Yeah. I've just been getting into like sci-fi and fantasy this past year and I have been loving it. I've actually haven't even been really gravitating towards romance anymore. I've really been gravitating towards like sci-fi and fantasy. So I've really been like absolutely loving it. And then I actually discovered Legendborn this year. I just finished it up, reading the second one right now, and I have been hooked. I have been 100% hooked. Talked about some really good like world building. Yes, yes, it is. Really good world building. I definitely say Legendborn has it. Tracy Dion is like a queen. I have been loving um the second book in that series. But yeah, Legendborn is fire. I loved it, loved it, loved it. I even loved like um some of the like African American like slave civil rights history, everything that she brought into it. No, I don't think I have mentioned that. I am going to self-publish my book. I thought at first that I was going to try to do traditional publishing and do like the querying and all of that stuff. Query. I've heard it pronounced several different ways. And I decided that I just want to self publish. I just think that I would feel more comfortable with that than having to do the traditional. I also work a full time job. And so I can't be doing that and then get like traditional publishing and having deadlines. I'm barely making the deadlines that I'm currently doing there. Oh, nice. Maybe I'll be able to pick your brain on some things because I am trying not to look ahead on a lot of things. I'm just trying to like write for the most part. But my husband's like, you need to stop. You need to stop looking ahead. Just get the book written first. Yes. Yes. Oh, so publishing. Look at us. I love that for us. Yeah. I'm going to self-publish. I just feel more comfortable self-publishing than trying to go the traditional um route. And like I don't know if I've shared this before, but yeah, I'm a teacher and so I am like always having deadlines and I just really wanted something where I could just work on my own time. So I am, yeah, going to self publish for sure. 100% for sure. Well, this is great. And I know like one of you have written a book before. Um, Anybody else working on like their second book, first book? What are we doing here? You're a dean. Oh my goodness. Like, I don't know if I could ever do that. Yeah, we are like twins. That's funny. Yeah, I currently teach second grade. So um I do love the age. I love the age. I just don't think I can ever run a school or anything. So like look at you. Four books and a dean. Uh Education is tough right now. It's it's hard. It is hard. I'll definitely say that it is hard. Nice, a romance thriller. I can say with 100% certainty I have never read a romance thriller, and so I am excited to read your book. That'll be a first for me, and I'm just gonna say that romance thriller for you. I'll let your book be my first one that I read. Cool. Look at that. A dean. Yeah, education is fun, but it's tough. It's it's tough. It's not for the faint of heart. I definitely will say that. Like it is tough. I do love my little second grade babies though. They're sweet. And I'm actually from a small town, so like it's very like we're very kind of like close knit, like kind of like family like here. So every year I feel like when I get kids, we come really, really close and we're always crying at the end of the school year. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah, I do love my little babies there. Um, this week has been a little crazy. I think everyone's coming off of the sugar high from Halloween. It's been Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been amazing getting to know you. Like, this is exactly what I wanted. Thank you so much. I just really wanted to get to know more writers. So, this is awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to check out your books, though. I'm going to give them a try. Yes, very nice to have you, Colby. Thank you so much. Peace. Got that millennial by. Mm. So we have about 3 minutes left in this writing sprint. Um, Although we've just been sitting here kind of chatting this whole time, which has been great. I just absolutely 100% love that. That was awesome. Like, I just love that. Okay. So, what is everybody using to write their work in progress? I just started writing in Google Docs because it was the easiest thing for me to use and then be able to pull up on different devices as I travel, work over my lunch break, that kind of thing, since you can just basically log into your Google account and then access your Google Docs. So I have been writing in Google Docs. I do think when I write my second book that I'll be writing in something else, but I currently am writing in Google Docs. And let me tell you, it has its okay. I actually had to delete a ton of stuff because I was saving a lot of my videos to my Google Drive and completely ran out of space. And then I knew when I started writing this book that I was going to have to like delete a lot of stuff. And so I actually just deleted a lot of my old videos from my old YouTube channel to make room for this work in progress. And so I do know that when I write another book, I would like to use something else other than Google Docs. However, I'm a little worried that it won't have the flexibility. Oh, look at that. That is the end of our current writing sprint. And so we are going into our 5 minute break. And I am setting that now. So I got the 5 minute. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm gonna have to get used to this. I got the 5 minutes right there. And I'm pressing start. Yeah, I am currently doing Google Docs and would really, really love to move to something else. But I'm afraid that if I do, won't have the same flexibility that Google Docs has. However, one thing that really annoys me about Google Docs is every time I open up the document, some of the things that I put in are different. So, like, I wish the word count would stay on the bottom. I don't know how to get the word count to stay up. Every time I go in and I want to see my word count, I have to like go into the tools and insert the word count. And then when like 3 days later, when I go to open the document to write in it, it's gone again. So it's something I have to add. And so I'm looking for something that is a little more geared towards actually writing a book in so that it has those things there and they just stay there. So yeah, I do use Google Docs. And let me tell you, I like that it's free. I'll definitely say that. Anybody reading anything? So, like, are you reading anything while you're also writing? I know some people, when they write, they don't read anything else. I do still like to read. I do feel like, oh, it's just a one time payment. See, I can do a one time payment. What I have trouble with is a monthly payment. So, I could definitely do that. I have heard of Scrivener. I haven't done my research on it yet. So I'm a huge researcher. So I have heard of Scrivener. Um, can you also format a book in that? I wonder. Like, can you format the book and then like if you do want to publish on like KDP or something like that, I wonder if you can do all of that in Scrivener and then go and use it for that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'll have to research that. But yeah, like, is anyone reading anything? I have actually still been reading while um, writing. It just gives my brain a little break. But I just recently finished a book that had the same kind of premise as the book that I'm writing, and so I just kind of felt like that was good research. It helped me see some things that I felt that I needed to do better and change, and then think about some things that I don't want to do. So I do continue to read when I'm writing. I know I don't know if that's a popular opinion for a lot of people, but I do continue to read. I'm also reading the Save the Cat Writes a Novel or something like that. Oh, The Itch. I don't think I've ever heard of that one. That would probably have to be something that I look up. I am really trying to expand my genres. I feel like I have just stayed with one genre and I whereas that's fine to have something that you really enjoy, but if I would have continued to just stay with romance, I would have never discovered fantasy and like how much I absolutely love it. So The Itch, I will definitely have to um check that one out for sure. I'm reading Bloodmarked by Tracy Dion. What is this second? The Blood Oath. Cannot remember the name of this. I know when I put it in my video, I butchered it. Um, Tracy Dion, and it's the second book in the Legendborn series, and I am just loving it so much. I actually went last Friday. My husband took me to. We went to a couple of used bookstores, and I was trying my best to find it at one of those um, bookstores, and I could not find it. Did find some other things. Yeah, it's good. It's really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It when I started reading it, and I was enthralled. Couldn't put it down. Had to keep listening. I think I probably checked out of real life for quite some time as I tried to get through the 20 hours of listening for that book on on my Libby, trying to get through it before I had to return it too. So like, my husband will definitely try to talk to me when I'm reading a lot. Oh, there's our little 5 minute break. All right, and so we are about to go into our last writing sprint, our last 15-minute writing sprint. Guys, this has been so much fun. I cannot wait to do this again. I have had so much fun. I did not think that I was going to enjoy this as much as I have, but I felt like I really connected with some of you and like really got to talk to you, and it has been so fun for me. I'm a really social person, so like my world right now is really going to work, um being with my students. I love my co-teacher. We've become really close over the past couple of years, and then coming home, being with my family, and I have 3 kids, so I'm like in kid land all the time. So being able to talk to people who have the same interests as me has been amazing. So thank you so much for tuning in. I am actually about to start our timer for our last 15 minutes. This time has completely flown by. So, all right, here we go. Last 15 minutes starts now. Oh, good. I'm glad you'll be back. I've had so much fun. This has been so much fun for me. I was having kind of down a down week, and today kind of got to me. I had a lot to do, and this has completely lifted my spirit. So thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I see there are people coming in and out of the live here. Welcome for those of you who just came in. We are going to our last 15-minute writing sprints, and we have had some fun tonight for sure, chatting and like getting to talk to everyone, get to know everyone. And I just shared like that my week has been I've been kind of down this week, and so this has really lifted my spirits. Like I really needed this live. I'm so happy it worked out because I came like this close to it not happening. Couldn't get a kid to sleep. Finally got her to sleep. Hopped in the shower really quick. Came down here. Started the live. Sound was not working. So like kudos to my husband because he always tunes in for things like this, and so he ran back in the house and was like, "You have no sound whatsoever." And so I had to stop the live to start the live back up so we could fix the sound. So thank you so much for tuning in. We have about 11 minutes left in this writing sprint. I'm working on my chapter 2 and completely rewriting that sucker. So needed to add some more stuff to add to the whole story here. So yeah, happy writing. Oh, thank you guys so much. I can't tell you how much that means. This just the support. Like that is what we're here for, man. I cannot wait to get my hands on you guys' books. Colby had to leave, but I cannot wait to go check out her book. She has, I think, working on her fourth is what she said, and she's already written three, or she's written four and working on her fifth. I can't remember. I'll have to go back to the chat to see. But man, thank you so much, guys, for the support and showing up tonight. It really means the world to me. I really needed this. This was such like an uplifting experience for me. Sorry, my voice has been doing weird things. I started having a coughing fit like 2 hours ago, and gosh, my voice has been doing weird things. But thank you so much for showing up. I do appreciate you more than you know. Welcome to the people who are like popping in. I feel like maybe next time I should do it a little bit later instead of starting so early. There have been people popping in um, the longer this has gone on, and so maybe next time I should do this a little bit later instead of doing it so much earlier. But and the next time I'll have an actual timer as well. So we have about 7 minutes left in this writing sprint, and that will conclude the writing sprint when we're done. Um, and this has been so much fun for me. I hope that you guys enjoyed yourself as well. But this has been so much fun for me. And just adding an ellipsis here and then uh, while I was writing. And every time I add one of those, it makes me think of my son last year. He learned about an ellipsis, and I guess like in one of his reading groups, his teacher told him that it means like there's more to come. And so every time he reads and he has one of those, he reads it and then he goes, and then dot, dot, dot. And it makes me think of the scene from Mamma Mia, if you've seen that movie, where they're reading her mom's journal, trying to figure out which one of the men is her father. And like, she's like, and then dot dot dot. But I don't know, every time he says that, it makes me think of it. And so like every time I write an ellipsis um, into my manuscript or when I'm writing, I always think of him, and then it makes me think of Mamma Mia, and then I start singing the songs in my head, and then they're stuck. As I'm like writing in this keyboard is clackety clickety clacking, I it makes me think back to when like in the 90s we used to have these huge clickety clackety things and we thought it was so annoying and so we switched over to like keyboards that were quiet. And so my sister bought this keyboard for my husband like 2 years ago because he for Christmas because he wanted this, and I was just like, oh my gosh, why would you want something that's so loud? But let me tell you, I feel like I'm so productive when I'm typing on this keyboard and it's making all the noise. It makes me, I guess, it kind of makes me feel like I can go hard. You will definitely see more lives on my channel. Thank you so much for checking in. I totally appreciate the support. Have a good night. Uh huh. Yep. Just makes me feel like I'm going hard. Yes, it does. So we have about 46 seconds left in this writing sprint. This is so sweet. My family is also like sending me text messages telling me that they've like checked in. Okay, so that is the end of my first live writing sprint. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that all my constant chatter didn't like completely distract you. There was like 1 15 minutes where we were basically just chatting, and I absolutely loved it so much. Um, I hope to do some more of these. I do have like maybe one or two more planned for November. I I don't know about time. I feel like a lot of people, because we're all in different time zones, I feel like a lot of people are actually headed to bed. So they must be ahead of me with time. But I believe like we're in the Eastern time zone, I believe. So yeah, thank you so much for coming to the chat tonight and coming to the live. I can't wait to read you guys' books. I know they're going to be great, and I can't wait to see you in um, another live chat. It's been great getting to know you guys. Um, yes, you have a good night too. I'm not going to bed. I do have to go do a couple of things, like get lunches ready for kids tomorrow and um, some things like that. But yeah, you have a good night, and everyone have a good night, evening, depending on where you are. And I will definitely see you in the next one. Bye.